is Oluwatayo Iyanoluwa Olajumoke. Today topic will be treating my finance and my mental health. Finding a balance. Yes, I'm going to first of all share a little story of a friend of mine who was happens to be in huge debt, and he was so depressed to a point that he didn't know what to do again, and practically he almost lost it. And finding a balance between both was really so difficult, because at the long run, he lost his job, and he needed to get another source of income to pay off his debt at that point in time. So finding that balance was so difficult, but glory be to God for him. I'm so grateful to God for him that he was able to get it right. He was able to set some do's and don'ts for himself, and he was able to achieve something better. And currently I can say that he's almost done with his debt. So today, our dear viewers, we'll be having a tick chat, few talks on how to find a balance between your finances and your mental health. And like I used to say, which we all know that there's a link between the financial well-being and our mental well-being. What do I mean? You just hearing that sound of ping ping on your phone, that alert coming, you know how you feel. Now imagine you expecting money and the money is not forthcoming. You've tried, you've called, you've done a lot of things and the money is not coming. How do you feel as well? You start to think, you start feeling depressed. Oh, for example, let me see, assuming some amount of money was deducted from your account, how will you feel? Definitely you will run to bank and go and start creating all sorts of saying in scenarios in the bank, trying to ask them what happened, why did they deduct your money. So my question is this: have you ever have it at the back of your mind that why do you feel that way? What's causing it? It's because the way our mental health is being wired, trust me, our finances has, like money, let me use that word, money has a way it plays its own impact on it. Okay, now going forward, as a family person, as an individual, we know we all need money to survive. We all need money to do this, to pay bills, to do one or two things or the other. And with the way the economy is really not on the bright side. Things are expensive, transportation is high, accommodation is high, and the likes like that. And your income or what you earn, your salary, cannot be compared to what you spend at the end of the month. And before you know it, you're in debt. You start having these mental issues. What I mean mental issues, like this downtime syndromes of you feeling down, feeling sad, so some people, they feel depressed because they just can't manage the situation. They just don't know the way out of it, and it's really, really a big challenge. And for some people, we all need to realize that financial hardship is really inevitable, because we all have one bills or the other to pay. Take it or leave it. Bills comes every single hour, every single day, and how you really want to pay them, especially even for those people that are not in debt, how they really want to pay these bills, still maintain the debt repayment or maybe the loan repayment, and at the same time still have a good life for themselves, is really, really overwhelming, because you really have to think a lot on how to do it. You're thinking of paying your children's school fees, you're thinking of paying your rent. At the same time, you're thinking of, okay, you want to do one or two things for yourself. You want to subscribe to your phone, you want to do transportation, or there's a gathering in your place of work and they're telling you, okay, you need to make a payment, but your income, what you have, and it's really so hard. If care is not taken, I won't lie to you, you will definitely go down. You will think and overthink on how you want to get this money. And some people go do things that are not meant to be done because they just want to, find a balance. But for people out there, without not taking much of our time, if you're already finding it so hard, you're in one debt or the other, or you're finding really hard that, okay, your finances is already causing you some mental health issues, like you feeling depressed, you feeling sad, you feeling down, you not feeling motivated, you feeling moody all the time, I would advise you out there to get a medical practitioner who is more specialized in, finances and mental health, like a psychologist basically, and a counselor, to guide you and advise you on how to find a balance. But because of our dear viewers here today, I actually come up with few points on what to do to find a balance. And the first thing is this, and I said to myself, I said, figure out what your priorities are. That's the first thing. If you're trying to find a balance for your health, your mental health, and your finances, it's so easy. Take your time, breathe in, breathe out, then ask yourself, what are my priorities? At this moment, do I need a car? Okay, I have debts that I'm servicing. Do I think it's advisable for me to go take a car loan when I'm still having debts to pay? What are your priorities? Is it your children's school fees? Is it you even feeding? Is it your accommodation? Or do you even feel, okay, my priority right now, I want to just go for vacation because I'm being depressed so much? What are your priorities? You really need to take that to a consideration. Now, once you know what your priorities are, then the second thing is set a personal and financial target. Now, I mentioned know your priorities. At the same time, while you're knowing your priorities, you have to set a target. I am not going beyond this amount this month. No matter how hard it's going to be, this is what I am going to spend. It's going to help you, even though you have priorities. Okay, you want to travel. You feel like taking vacation for yourself to get yourself better. You've been thinking way too long, and you really need to look at it. Okay, if I go outside the country, what is the cost it's going to take me? Am I still going to have excesses, cash when I come back? If care is not taken, definitely you will be in extra debt. So what you need to do is, okay, look at it, weigh your option. If I go to USA, I'll spend more. But if I go to maybe Ghana, just to take time off, this is the amount I'm going to spend, and this is still the amount I'm going to have left. So you really need to give yourself a personal and financial target. It's important. So the first point I mentioned is set your priorities, have a target. And the second thing is have a personal and financial target. And now the third thing, okay, before going to that, your personal target, you can have a fixed time of, okay, this is also what I want to do in the next 5 months, 1 year, 2 years, and so on. So this will help you, and it will give you a guideline on what you are looking forward to. Okay, I'm having this a particular amount that I need to keep for the next 6 months. I'm not going to touch it. If I'm going to lock it up in a bank or in a piggy, wherever you want to do, you just know that, okay, this is what I am going to do. It's going to help you. And by that time, your mind is already wired to know that, okay, this money, I am not touching it no matter what, even if there's any emergency. And you will be able to reshape yourself and readjust where you need to. Places where you need to cut down your expenses, you will. Even despite the fact that the economy is going higher and things is getting more costlier, you're still going to be able to readjust yourself. Now, another thing is take responsibility of your debt. Yes, and that's for those people that are already in debt. You can't shy away from it. Shying away from it, like I said, in our previous session, I made you to understand that you really need to take up responsibility for you. You just have to accept the fact that you're already in debt. Because if you're thinking of, okay, should be other people is in debt, you're not going to pay. It will keep accumulating. It will keep accumulating. So the only thing you need to do is, if you're in debt and you're trying to find a balance between your financial state and your mental health, your physical health, because your mental health also has its own effect on your physical health, you really need to take responsibility of these things. Responsibility of yourself, that okay, you need to do 1 or 2 things for your family. At the same time, take responsibility of the debts. You really need to work on repaying. Walk up to your loan or your creditor that you borrowed money from. Don't shy away from him. Have a one-on-one meeting with them. I've been saying that countless times. About a repayment plan. It's going to be easy for you. Unlike you just abandoning and thinking that, okay, when you have that money, huge money, you're going to repay. It's not going to work. And you wait until when you have that huge money? Trust me, the loan will be way more than what you think of, and it's going to really, really bring you down, and it's going to really, really affect your health the more. Now, another point I have with me is budget your money. You know why I said create a personal target, a personal financial target. Budget your money. It's important. It works hand in hand. You can't just expect that you want to be debt free. You want to have a good sanity mind. You don't want to think that, oh, this money that is coming by the end of the month, I'm already having a debt of 100,000 and I'm earning 150,000. My dear brothers and sisters, you might end up enjoying yourself, and you might end up doing things, or you might even end up losing your brain finally. So for you not to lose it or cross to the other side of the, you know what, like I used to say to my friends, that don't cross to the other side of what I mean by that don't go crazy, because you might think these things does not count, but it's pile up, it's a gradual process, and for you not to end up having medical problems, you really need to watch out for yourself. So but have a budget for yourself. Okay, this month my salary is 150,000. Okay, I know I have outstanding debts. Walk up to your debtors, speak to them, to your creditors rather, speak to them. I'm so sorry, I can't afford to pay this so amount. Can I have a rework plan of, okay, I'll be paying 20,000 naira every month, and be ready to make sure that you are doing that. So when your salary comes, you already have a budget. Let me just keep it in. I know my dad, once salary comes, you will always see a plain sheet, and in the plain sheet, you will write how he spent his money. Sometimes I used to feel, growing up, I used to feel, why is daddy always doing this thing? Maybe because I say, okay, he's an accountant, but it really helped later when I grew up for me to understand that me creating this budget guide me for the next months. So I need to know the things I need and the things I don't need. I need to know where I need to cut my expenses. If I know I spend too much on feeding this month, and despite the fact that things are really high in the market, or let me say, okay, too much on clothing, I know that next month, is either I don't do clothing at all so that I can save, or I reduce my budget on it. So learn to create a budget. It's very, very, very important. And also, you know, I've been saying that most of the time in my topics, in my sessions, that speak to someone, get help. Don't shy away, don't feel ashamed, don't feel bad. Walk up to someone that you feel, okay, this person has more knowledge, a financial analyst, someone who has more knowledge on how you can, you know, guide yourself, protect yourself more better. Get help. It's also help. It also gives you that balance. It strikes that balance between you and overthinking. Overthinking, you stressing your mental health. Get help. Talk to a financial analyst. Walk up to your in fact, it might be your boss. Sir, I mean, so issue. I need an advice. You know, rub minds with people. It will ease you. It will ease that heavy load off your mind, and then you can rethink, because when you are mentally stressed, you can't think straight. You can't think for the future. Even while you're trying to think of the present and how you need to get out of the issue, you can't think of what tomorrow is going to be. And lastly, take good care of your mental health. It's very, very important. Don't feel bad about it. I understand. Ask yourself, am I comfortable? You know, I have some questions that I come up with myself. Am I comfortable? Do I feel happy within myself? Or take note, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling depressed? These are ways you really need to know if within your mental health you are missing it. But if you are still able to, okay, say that I am happy, I am comfortable, even though you have a lot of pressure you're dealing with, you can still get yourself together and say you are happy, you are, you know, okay. Then you know that, okay, you're in a sane mind. But if you are noticing that today you are depressed, tomorrow maybe just within a few gathering of people you smile, and once you are alone you started feeling down, you started feeling like you're tired, please and please walk up to a medical practitioner who is a specialist that can, you know, give you 1 or 2 sessions, a therapy session, so that you can heal and get away from it. And I'm going to draw the curtain for today, and next week, you know, we shall continue with another wonderful topic. So before I go, I just want to say one or two things that I really want you to know, that money can have adverse effect on our mental health. Even if you don't really have to have large debt. You don't even have to be in debt. Like I said at the beginning of the session, just that sound of alert, you know how it feels within you. So for those of you out there, if you are in debt or you're ready servicing one, my advice for you is keep it in your mind and put your mind at rest. It happens. And also I want you to know that because it happens to someone, and you are trying to see how you can get out of it, does not mean the same thing that is happening to someone is the same way it's happening to you. No, it's different. So, but one thing I'll just advise is keep your mind at rest, learn to relax, and definitely you would come out of it. So today we'll come to the end of this session. I hope you've been able to pick